Welcome to the YSI Innovation Engine, our new platform that will run our program. So we hope that it will provide you with some new ways to learn, and here we're going to take a look at how it actually works. So in the YSI program, we basically have 5 modules. You have Module 1, team building, find and understand the problem, ideation and business, testing, iteration, and get to market. Well, instead of just doing everything, you basically start at the place that you are supposed to. So if your startup already have an ID, you should then go to mission 2 in model 3. And if you don't have anything, you start from model 1 and so forth. So this is how the program works. First of all, everyone goes through the intro, and then you sort of choose the place that you will start. And when you get to, for example, starting at mission 2, if that's the place that your startup is currently at, you essentially will learn about different topics like the business model and how to build the concept. So essentially, when you have all of these areas, you learn a little bit. You can then go further through the different tasks. So task 1 is the market size. Then you choose the road you want to go, if you want to do a business model canvas or lean canvas. And this is essentially how the platform is built up. It's doing different tasks so that you can move your startup forward. Here's how it works. When you get to, for example, business model canvas, you will get a lot of information that could help you to understand what it is. And once you feel like you understand and have a grasp of what the business model canvas is, you essentially will go down to the actual task. And this is where you will fill in every part of the business model canvas. And this is something you do inside of the platform. So in terms of value proposition, you read about different examples and what it is, and then you ensure that you actually write down your own value proposition. This is what you do in the different parts of the business model canvas. You write down the customer segment, customer relationship, channels, and all of that stuff. And then at the end, you actually made your own business model canvas in the tools section. So this is where you can then go to and everything you wrote in the learning part will then be in your tool, so that you end up with a fully ready business model canvas. And inside of the platform, you have a bunch of tools that essentially helps you to create the different parts of your platform. For example, team canvas, remote work canvas, current conditions, problem canvas, and then the more familiar like business model canvas. And it's important to note, for example, that the assumption canvas is something that is connected to a lot of other things. So here you have how you write an assumption, and you basically drag it down. You have your assumption, you describe it, you say the level of probability of wrong assumption, the level of impact if you're wrong, and you end up with a total risk level. And then you can actually run experiments on it. And this is where you go here. And you can then have the one that you made now in competition. And here you are able to create different experiments where you have your assumption, you have falsifiable hypothesis, experiment setup, and then here is where you can do the results. You type the result, you validate, invalidate, or have it inconclusive. You add a new test because you often have to test many times. Yeah, that's essentially how it works. So it's important to note that on the learning part, if there are stuff you already know, like if you already understand business model canvas, just go through it straight to the task and then do the task itself. So if you are very familiar with different topics, there are tasks that are built up around the topic, so you don't have to read about it. So your job is essentially to go through the program with the different missions. Each module has a set of missions, and each mission has a set of tasks. And those tasks are something that you actually do inside of the platform. This allows you to, every time you want, be able to go to your tools and have an overview, all of the information needed. And you can also actually create conversations underneath the tools. So here is where you can discuss, let someone know that you have edited, and so forth. So make sure to use the comment section as well to be able to keep a good flow of communication. Obviously, a learning platform is nothing without the community, because this is where you will find other people, community mentors, have interesting conversations, and this is where you will be able to find topics that you're interested in. And then, of course, you have the chat. This is where you can then search. You create a new message, and you can then search for the users. If I want to have a conversation or a chat ready with my team, I will just write down the different names of my teammates, and then you can also have a place to discuss. Let's discuss. So it's important to both utilize the learning platform, but also the chat functionality as well as the community. And this is where you will get your notifications. We hope you enjoy the journey.